Hello, everyone. It's Thursday, the 30th of July, and I'm about to, share what's been going on in the School of Renovating this week and also answer a question, a little mini training. So before we get into that, I'll just get my notes up so that I got a little agenda here. Unfortunately, I have to work to a list, otherwise not everything doesn't happen. So firstly, hope you're all having a great week. I am having a messy week. So the first thing, basically I was booked, Stephen and I were both booked to fly to Queensland on Saturday to finally empty the container of furniture that's been there since we sold the Wynnum project. And so, hi Ali, lovely to see you. And I was really excited about that because it's just been something I've needed to do. And then last night, the Queensland government shut the borders. So it doesn't come into effect until 1 a.m. on Saturday morning, but Saturday was the day that we were going to be flying. So I've had to, seriously, I've had to cancel the flights. But the other thing, and this is something I haven't done yet and I'm not looking forward to it, is I posted some furniture on Facebook Marketplace and I had so many responses. I reckon I've got about 100 messages in Messenger about it was an outdoor setting and a really nice Hamptons table. And so now I have to go back and tell them that I can't give it to them. So I'm not really looking forward to that. And I've got to filter through all those people and tell them all that I am now not coming. So that's today's drama. The other thing is we've been working on our new project. Well, I should say I've been working on it because I am the nominated renovator. So with these joint venture projects, one person is nominated to be the renovator. And for me, and this one, that's me. So I've been just really trying to figure out whether I can turn a powder room into an ensuite so that the property has 2 bathrooms and not just one. And I thought I was there and then something cropped up and now I don't think I am. So for anyone in the School of Renovating, I'm actually going to give you an update on that straight after this live in the School of Renovating group because I think there's quite a lot you could learn from that. If you're planning to be renovating apartments, I want to give you some insider information. Okay, so the trip to Queensland is off. The next thing is, so David, our son and architect, I hate saying that, it sounds really wussy, but anyhow, David and I are going to be guests on the Your Strata Property podcast. We're actually recording that on Monday. I'm not sure when it's going to go live. Really talking about the ins and outs of renovating an apartment. I think the topic is avoiding reno disasters in apartments because we've got a lot of experience in apartment renovating. So I'm giving the perspective of a renovator, and of course David's coming in with the requirements around approvals and so on. So if you are interested, just let me know in the comments and I'll make sure that you get access to that podcast when it comes live. The second thing that I'm doing next week, which you may also be interested, is I'm doing a live for the Caroma flagship store. So basically it's an amazing facility, it's in the same sort of genre as the grounds of Alexandria. And so it's a beautiful renovated warehouse. And it's designed as an experiential centre. And so they're currently doing live streams because doing events is a little bit prohibitive. And with various, they've had people like Naomi Finlay, Darren Palmer, lots of architects and designers and various aspects of renovating. And so next week I'm going to be talking about basically using the strategy of renovating for building wealth or replacing an income or for funding your retirement. So I think that's on the 6th, and it will be live streamed. So I will make sure that I publish the link to that. Actually, if you're getting emails from us, there will be a link in the emails, the podcast updates. So if you would like to listen to that or watch it, you can. So it's on the 6th and it's during the day. I'm not exactly sure of the time, but anyhow, all the details will be there. So that's another thing. And the other thing is that they do these, I think, every week or fortnight. They have a whole lot of different experts on different topics. So that's a great thing for really keeping up, your knowledge. So the other thing is ticket sales are going really well for our event. I know Meg and Ali, you're both coming, which is really great. So we're well over 50% sold. So that's very exciting. So if you're wanting to, this is a really exclusive one-day conference for women who renovate. So if you're wanting to come and spend a day with us, with divine food, divine surroundings, awesome speakers, then please make sure that you grab a ticket. Yeah, no, Ali, I can't wait either. I'm really excited about it. And we're doing lots of fun things around that time too. So I've got one designer coming from WA, so hopefully the borders stay open for her to be able to come. And yeah, so it should be a lot of fun. Okay, so the next thing is, so the project I'm currently doing is a joint venture. And basically the purpose of the project obviously is to make profit, but also to test the Property Circle's joint venture process in terms of renovating. So in the past, they've not done any renovating, and so they just rely on organic growth. But so we're bringing the renovating to the table. But I always like to do a project myself before I say to everyone, I think this is awesome. So that's what we're doing. And it looks like, things are going really well in terms of Strata is actually talking to me. And usually they won't talk to you until your name is on the title. So I'm actually getting some cooperation from the owners corporation or from the management company, which makes it a lot better. And so, within 3 months, that property will be back on the market, and I will have a much more comprehensive understanding of doing a renovation in a property circle. And so what I have decided to do is to do a live event in Sydney. Sorry, Queensland and Victorians and South Australians and Western Australians. It's definitely going to be in Sydney, and really around the whole joint venture process through property circles, renovating joint ventures. You can buy property through property circles where you're just doing the organic thing right now, but the renovating, I think, is what really adds the edge. And so basically we Property Circles, I'm going to get Joe to come as well, Joe Vadello. So we'll be really answering all your questions around if you're interested in doing a joint venture. Now, reasons for doing a joint venture are there's lots of them, but really one of the main things is it's just a lot more fun. And so in the past, when we've done joint ventures, we've done it probably the actual reno more collaboratively. But I've come to the decision that that's not the way to go, because it just makes decision making really clunky, because you've got to get 3 or 4 people in, however many people are in the JV, and it can make it quite, not that streamlined. So now we are going down a different path where one person is nominated as the renovator, and that person actually, makes most of the decisions and so on. And of course, if the others want input, they can have it. They can, have their input. And often that, like I talk about, things with the other team members. Like I don't I don't really make decisions in isolation, or do make some decisions in isolation, but I talk over the colours and what I'm thinking about, finishes and styles, mainly because it just makes it a whole lot easier if you've got someone to bounce ideas from. But for the interests of the project, it really is best if one person actually drives that. And so that's their full responsibility, and yeah, so that seems to be working really well, but of course that's only from my point of view. But so look out for that. I haven't set a date yet, and of course I've got a venue lined up, and so I'll let you know once we've got that sorted out. But it'll be as soon as I'm through this project sufficiently to feel comfortable with how it's working, then that's the next thing, because I know for some women this is a massive game changer. So I really want to get it sorted out. Okay, now last thing, I said this would be a little mini training, so I have got a topic, and this has so basically I've picked the topic based on the questions I get asked during the week. And this was a question that I was asked during the week. So I felt that it was worth covering, because understanding the ramifications may not be something you need right now, but it's certainly adding to your arsenal in your renovating journey. And the question was, basically, what's involved in converting a garage into an extra bedroom, and is it a good strategy? And I personally think that if you are able to convert a garage into a bedroom, it's an amazing strategy, provided that you do it really well. Okay, if it looks like a converted garage and it leaves the home without anywhere to put the car, then that's not doing it well. So there's a few things that I want to talk about that if you do this, that it does actually add value to the property. Now, the first thing you need to know is that when you decide to choose to convert a garage to a livable room, is that it requires permission to change the use of the room, and that's planning permission. Okay, so it may require a DA. Okay, so you would need to work at the very least with, well, firstly go to council. That's probably the first port of call to get the process for actually making the conversion and finding out whether it's actually possible. And some of the things, or one of the things that will have an impact on that, is the ceiling height. So according to the National Construction Code, a habitable room needs to have an average ceiling height of 2.4 metres. So sometimes I've had scenarios where I thought I could convert the garage, but found that the ceiling height did not meet that requirement. So we could, without excavating, we couldn't go ahead with it. So that's the first thing that you need to think about. The next thing you need to think about is, if you've got the garage as a habitable space, where's the car going to go? So by taking away the accommodation for the car, that can very well reduce the value of the property and mean that, great, you've got extra space, you can have more people there, but there's nowhere to put the car. So obviously you either look at building another garage or another carport, and where is that going to go? Have you got space down the side of the house? If it's at the front of the house, is there, are you encroaching on the setback? And if you are, is there a precedent in the street for you to be able to do, to argue that that's something that you should be able to do? And remember, when you're looking at the street, often it can only be your immediate block. So once there's a cross street, sometimes the situation changes once you get onto the other side of the street. So just look in your immediate street and see if there is a precedent for it. Now, the other thing you need to look at is, like, I've known of people who have actually left the roller door there so that from the front of the house it looks exactly the same. Personally, I think that if the stars are aligning and you're able to do it, you should fully commit to it and basically take the roller door out and install a window and really maintain the integrity of the facade of the home. Nothing will devalue a home more than having something that looks really not properly done. And so think about really committing fully to the conversion so that appearance of the home has integrity. And the other thing that you want to think about is making sure that once you've decided to go down that path, maybe you've got side access or external access where you can put in a garage or a carport, but then making sure that the floor plan flows so that from the inside of the home, it's not looking like you've done something dodgy. So things like having rooms off rooms doesn't work. So, if your garage opens in, or maybe if it doesn't open in, you've got to put a doorway into it, opens into a room, make sure that you can maintain the flow of the floor plan so that it adds to the integrity of the floor plan. But if that's all, set up and goes well, then you have, with a double garage, you've got roughly 36 square metres of space, which is enough to create a one-bedroom granny flat. So it's an awesome opportunity. Now, in terms of cost, you can do it for around about, excluding council approvals, you can do the actual construction for around about 30,000. So that's, lining the garage, maybe putting in installing a bathroom and a kitchen. So putting all the services in there, depending on where the services are running from. And so that is a really, really cheap 36 square metres. So basically $1,000 a square metre. But of course, you've got to remember that you also need to add on the cost of the alternate car accommodation. But if that's something that you're able to do in a property, often that can be a massive value add. I actually bought a massive Kentia palm off Facebook Marketplace during the week, and I was so excited about it, and then got down there. I took David down to pick it up and discovered it was so heavy that neither of us could move it. And so I was going to have to get in carriers to move it home. So what I did was I went down and depotted it. So I took it out of the pot and put it in, basically just put it in a basket and brought it home. And now I've got a beautiful 6-foot palm in my living room. I'll just show you. I don't know, I probably shouldn't show you because it's quite messy, but can you, maybe, sorry, no, I'm gone to the wrong place. There it is, just there. So pretty happy with that. Okay, so great, no garage conversions yet, but now we know that next time you're considering a garage conversion, you know what you need to look for. Okay, so that's it for today. For those of you who are School of Renovating members, I'm going to be heading over into the School of Renovating Facebook group right now, and I'm just going to be updating you on what's been happening in terms of the Chalmers Street project. So for She Renovates members, lovely to see you today, and I'm going to head off and I'll see you same time next week. If you have a question that you would like to have answered in this live, please just drop it into the comments and I will definitely make sure that I cover it. Okay, see you soon.